back in Study for the Seven, controlling our finances. First, it's taken from First Timothy chapter 6, verses 6 through 10, and then verses 17 through 19. And to refresh our memories, let's go over those scriptures again. So someone turn to First Timothy the 6th chapter, and someone read verse 6 through 10, and someone else read 17 through 19.
Okay, 6 through 10. Yet true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth. After all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave it. So if we have enough food and clothing, let us be content. But people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, and some people, craving money, have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows.
All right, now verse 17 through 19.
Teach those who are rich in this world not to be proud and not to trust in their money, which is so unreliable. Their trust should be in God, who richly gives us all we need for our enjoyment. Tell them to use their money to do good. They should be rich in good works and generous to those in need, always being ready to share with others. Which I go to which verse?
17 through 19.
Okay. By doing this, they will be storing up their treasures as a good foundation for the future so that they may experience true life.
I thank the Lord for reading his word. I'm sure Paul lost most of his church members after he read the last scripture, as he would be now. But very important to hear. We left off, we finished question 2, now on question 3. Question 3 asks, Paul reminds us that we brought nothing into this world and we can take nothing out of this, verse 7. How should these facts affect our attitude toward possessions? It's an easy question to answer. How's the fact that you can't take it with you? How should that affect our attitude toward possessions?
Try to hoard things up. I mean, yeah, we need to be prepared, but we don't need to hoard things up. We should be able to share those things that we gain with others.
Okay, anybody else?
And you shouldn't just worship the stuff because somebody else is, I don't care how precious it is. When you die, somebody else is going to take it or the bank going to repossess it. Somebody's going to take it back. So, it might be that you thought it was the best thing, but it's not, you can't take it with you. It's going to be right here when you leave it. So you cannot put all your hope in the stuff.
Another thing, it's not necessary that we do a pile up of all the things that we think we want, because the things that you think that you wanted was so precious to you won't mean anything to the ones that you lead it to. I have seen a lot of good stuff thrown out because nobody wants it after they have used it. So don't overdo your getting, because nobody wants it but you, like you do.
This should help our attitude about giving and helping others in need.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that. And anyone else?
And the possessions is to meet needs, not, and they're temporal. It's all those things is gonna perish, and you're gonna be left when you need to give account of some things you were supposed to do, and come to find out you never touched them.
Really? So having rainy day supplies, is that a good thing? Having enough to be sure just in case something happens?
Nothing wrong with having it. It's just you can't Yeah, it's, I mean, you could be
Worship.
prepared, but it's still somebody else gonna take it. It's gonna, even your rainy day stuff expires. I mean, or you have a car you love, it rusts. It's gonna, there are things just gonna happen. It's fine to have it, but just realize still temporary.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
You
stuff
can't,
is not,
can't take it with you.
yeah, we're not supposed to lord over stuff and let stuff be controlled over us, but stuff will help us accomplish the means of what God has placed us here for, and that's to love one another.
Because this verse, I read this verse and I think about the doomsday preppers. Y'all heard of people called doomsday preppers? People
Mhm.
who prepare for the worst that's inside and prepare for the end of the world and all that. So they go and bury themselves in the ground and have 6 month food supply and their own generators and fuel and 9,000 bullets and guns and all type of stuff. Is that a good idea? Or is it foolish? They are preparing for a rainy day, right? A very rainy day.
To me, that's foolish because with all the things that's happening now, even the weather, the floods, the rain, if you have all this stuff piled up, you haven't touched it or used it, and a storm comes along, you still won't be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's both fear of the future and ignorance. They don't control nothing in their life. So are they try to anticipate what will be 1 year or 6 months in front of them? So they just have fear and of the future, and they over prepare.
I like that. Fear of the future. So then you got something?
Yeah, and it's like they're trying to be God is what they're doing. They're trying to obligate the need that I need God because I'm going to have everything stored out. So I have every possible scenario covered. But even if you have 4 freezers full of food and you lose power and your generator runs out of gas, you have food that spoils. And, it doesn't matter. You got bullets. Well, who you going to shoot when, if you ain't, if you, I don't know. It's just like trying to say, God, I don't need you. Even though they say they're not saying that, that's basically what they're saying because I got it all covered.
Mhm.
And I look at it as foolishness because you have all this stuff piled up and then you drop dead from a heart attack. You're dead, and so is all the stuff you got piled up. No good.
Yeah, and I think we have to understand that we could prepare, but we don't have to go overboard. But we prepared, but God, the outcome is left up to God, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think all you are right. The whole thing of accumulating wealth, accumulating stuff, accumulating quote needs. That is like Zane said, that's an attempt to help God out, to be God. To say, yes, I love God and I still prepare for my stuff, because I ain't gonna be helpless. So what it is, that's hedging your bets against God. I pray to him, but just in case he ain't there, I got the freezer full. I got extra. I got this. I got that. That way, just in case the whole Jesus thing don't work out, I'm good. I still got enough. That is, I'm sorry, I get some crossed out, but yeah, that's exactly what.
Hey,
Well, that's what doing the doomsday thing or having quote backups or extras or just being living comfortable. That's what comfortable means is I have enough to cover the unknown. Because we're all, well, not all of us, a lot of people are afraid of the unknown, what could happen. That's why we have insurance policies. That's why we have locks on our doors and alarm systems and video cameras and whatnot. Because We're afraid of what could come. What could come? Well, if I cover this and I cover that, okay, I got the rest. I'm be sure I sleep with my head this way in the bed, so if somebody come in, I can reach for the gun right quick and shoot them right quick. It's always something we're preparing for in our small minds.
Yeah, and I think, see, some people believe in God, but they don't believe what God says. And so that's just saying, you just cursing yourself because you're not believing what he said he would do, what he's gonna do. So you just calling him a liar, and you just preparing for yourself and not depending on him.
Yeah, we all say Miss Light is 100% right. We all say we love the Lord. We all say, "Oh, He'll provide for my needs, according to riches and glory," and immediately go and try to hoard as many things as possible.
There's a
Because
scripture that says, don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will take care of itself. And then Jesus tells you how the birds and the animals, how they always have plenty. And if we had the mentality that God would take care of us, then we wouldn't go overboard with all this preparation that we try to do for ourselves.
yeah, they that's Matthew 6 chapter mentioned that
Right.
mentioned that powerfully, that birds don't prepare for the winter or the summer at all. They depend on, okay, I'll go and find something. If it's not there, okay, it's not there. But we are the only creatures that tend to hoard, and we do this and we keep doing this, and we know it doesn't work. We've seen it not work. We know everyone online has some relative or some loved one to die, and all this stuff goes away. It is gone. Whether it was precious or whether it was just mess or stuff around the house. It doesn't matter. It gets all piled up the same way. All of it gets vacated. The bank does not build a single memorial to you after you pay your mortgage off or after you die. The power company doesn't name power poles after you. The city didn't change the name of the street for you. Either you swept it up and all that stuff. The mortgage company will never say, "Oh, this is the Honorable President Carver Jr. Mortgage Program." No, they don't care. But again, like they said again, we're trying to be God. We want to be remembered, and our stuff is how we're going to be remembered. That's what we choose. Go ahead, Ms. Lonnie.
Yeah, I think because the world pursue things, that's the world system, but we pursue God, and that's the system of the kingdom that we live in.
Yeah, Miss AD sings the song that I've always loved. Only what you do for Christ will last. All the stuff you accumulate, all the knowledge you get, yeah, that's nice, but where have you sown into someone? What investment spiritually have you made in someone? What spiritual wisdom have you imparted? What struggles have you shared with someone who's going through something, who don't have it together as much as you do? Have you done that? Because that's the work that Christ wants to see. That's the stuff that'll speak for you. So I don't know. There's been several multi-billionaires that have died. Does anyone know J. Paul Getty's last address before he died? What about John Rockefeller? What's his favorite color? Oh no, not a clue. What about Henry Ford? What was his favorite song? I'm sure these were important to these people, but they're not here anymore. What do they invest in people? Well, I hadn't seen anything that Rockefeller invested in people. other than he had some children that committed suicide and were depressed. John Philip Astor, he said some famous quotes about being rich, but I don't see anything lasting that has increased the spirituality of anyone. I don't see anything that Henry Ford did other than help Ford Motor Company hobble along for another 100 years. But I haven't seen anything else. But it's all those people who invest in others' souls. That's what heaven rejoices. Not the stuff, because it's been stuff in the world since it's been the world. And you'll have it, then someone else will have it, and someone else will have it after then. Case in point, water was the most precious commodity in the world, I would say about 1,500 years ago. Clean water. People died to possess streams and to be able to dam rivers. Is anyone online thirsty for water right now? Anyone hoarding water in your basement or in the back of the house? No, it's not. It's not in the Western world in particular. Water is not. It's not just a commodity. It's a right. Everyone has a right to clean water. So that's a whole different world. Like I said, now in the Eastern world, third world countries, yeah, water's still an issue. But you can get water to drink if you need some. But it's just what we value, like Ms. Lyda said, is so ephemeral. It changes. What you need is different. It's different. It changes moment to moment. Say, for instance, you come in the house, you're starving. 30 minutes later, are you still starving?
No.
No. You scratch that itch, it's done. You move on to the next crisis. Oh, the house is a mess. I gotta clean the house. I gotta get this straight. 2 hours later, is that a crisis anymore? No, you have forgotten about it or when took care of enough of it. So what we say we need is a moving target. It's always changing. So why put such emphasis on what you think you need? Since it's going to be changing moment to moment. And all of it still points to the fact that we really don't trust God. We want to be God. That way we can control stuff better. But we really don't trust him. We say we do, we say we love him, but when it comes down to it, do you really? All right, next question. It's a good one. What dangers await those who want to get rich and who love money? That's verse 9 and 10. So I'm gonna read verse 9 and 10 again, just to be sure we got that.
People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men unto ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs.
Okay, then. So, what dangers await those who want to get rich and who love money? What dangers is just here? What's the problem with wanting more money? And then more money. And then more, and then more of that. What's that?
Temptation, traps. Fall into temptation, traps,
Yeah,
foolishness.
like what? I mean, if you give me a big pile of money, what temptation I got? All my problems are solved, right?
No, you just became a selfish individual with money.
Yeah, the temptation will be to keeping it.
Oh,
Keeping it.
okay.
Spend
It's
it, blow
just
it.
like a possession. It's just like a
Yeah.
possession. It's, the more you want, you have, the more you want. and it doesn't satisfy, and you're looking for satisfaction, and you're looking for peace, and you're looking for joy, and all those pleasant things that we get from the Lord, and you can't find them in money and things.
That's
It
not
also mentions, it's also mentioned that a lot of people, when they get a lot of money, they lose their faith. They forget where the money really came from. They don't try to help anybody. They just want to keep keeping it for themselves. So they end up being alone, unhappy, and afraid to trust the money that they have that's been given to them by God. They don't want to trust man. They don't trust anybody. They run from you. They don't want to do anything for you. So they lose their purpose, and they forget that everything you have comes from the Lord.
And- yeah, and the greatest treasure that God's given us really is the Holy Spirit.
That is interesting. I thought about that a lot today. What's wrong with attaching happiness to the level of money I have?
Money can't do it.
But if I have enough money, I can take care of all my fears, right?
It do many things. It does many things, but it's not going to help us to achieve what the Lord designed us or given us to do. We are here on such a time as this for a grand purpose. I know it's bad out there, but He placed us here to bring forth changes in the name of His Son, Jesus Christ.
And there's so many things that money can't do for you. If you are sick and you have plenty of money and you just want a glass of water and there's no one there to bring it to you. So money can't bring you a glass of water. Money can't run your errands for you. And even if you try to pay someone to do the errands for you, a lot of times they won't bring you any change.
And so money can provide the tangible things, like it can provide the stuff, a person to do the thing that you're paying them to do, but it can't provide those intangible things. That's what we really crave. We want somebody to love us. We want somebody to miss us. We want somebody to enjoy our presence. We want peace. We want joy. Like those are the things that you want that money cannot give you. You want to be whole. Money cannot fill holes. Money just covers up, but you still got holes. But it can only provide for things that are tangible. Those things that we really value that are intangible, it cannot provide that.
Again, hearkening back to our former president, that he said that as he called himself, y'all's favorite president. He's been diagnosed as a narcissist. Who can define what a narcissist is? Because this is exactly what we're dealing with. What is a narcissist, in your opinion?
Person who thinks it's all about them and the world revolves around them. Everybody lives to serve them.
That's the clinical definition of a narcissist.
All about me.
Everything has to be about me, but the heart of that is these people want to be loved. They want to be loved, and in their mind, either having money and or power equals love. Now, even when you attain money and or power, you still don't get the results you want, which is love. So let me try fame. Okay, I'm famous, and now I'm famous, got money and power, and people still don't love you. A lot of people don't like you at all. So maybe let's try something else. Maybe let's try money, fame, power. Let's try influence. Let's try that. I want to have something to say about your existence. So now you have to come to me. You have to love me now. But now I got money, fame, power, and influence, and still I can't make people love me. So it ends up being this endless cycle of getting more and more stuff, more and more accomplishments, more and more accolades because I want somebody to love me. Something that is free. That's the most hilarious thing. That's what God mentioned in Isaiah 55th chapter. It's like, why y'all trying to do all this stuff for something that you can have for nothing? I will give you peace. I'll give you freedom. I'll give you love. Why are you trying to waste your existence trying to go get it or trying to buy it? That's some of the traps of the race someone who equates money with happiness. One, as the money goes away, your happiness goes down, right? Because it's a one-to-one relationship. Money goes down, happiness goes down. The problem is the more if happiness is attached to money, then I want to be as happy as possible, as long as possible. So now I spend my entire existence trying to protect the money, hoard the money, get more money, and keep you away from my money. Because that's my happiness. I don't want to mess with my happiness. And like I said, I have yet to see a happy billionaire. I've seen none. None of them are truly happy. Yet, even Solomon said, the richest man that we have in the Bible, he said all of it was just useless. All of it's vanity. Like sowing the wind, like throwing seeds in the air and expecting the crop. So there's nothing about hoarding money to give you the results you want. Happiness, peace, joy, love. Go ahead, Ms. Lana.
Yeah, I think we don't know what love is. Because in the word it says that we love God because he first loved us. So you have to understand God is love, and this is where your love needs to originally pour out from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you're right. A lot of people don't understand love or don't trust it. One of the two. Because it is free, because it comes from the Father, because it's not controllable or containable or for sale, people don't trust love.
They evaluate love like the more you do for me, the more you love me.
Yeah. The receiving part of love.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody like to be loved that way. So yeah, that is the problem. That's the basic problem is we don't understand love, so we can't really get close to God. We don't really trust him because we don't really get his essence, which is just love. And because we don't get that essence, because we carry our hurts with us, because we carry our fears with us, then we can't really experience all that love has to offer from the Father. It always will have strings attached, always will be limited. It always will extend no further than what I can see, feel, taste, touch, or smell. So yeah, that's one basic problem we have. This is a good question. Question number 6 says, if the pursuit of riches is really so dangerous, why do you think so many people have made it their primary goal in life? Question we ask all the time. Since we know pursuing riches will kill you spiritually, physically, and mentally, why do people still chase it? They have glaring examples. We have recent examples, very recent examples of why pursuing riches will kill you, leave in destruction, leave you empty. Why do people still do it?
Because money always show us that it can bring satisfaction, and we seek satisfaction every single day and we think that this money is the only one instrument that can bring us satisfaction. And as soon as we have it, we find out that it's not a satisfaction anymore. It becomes trouble. Yeah, and many people don't understand that. Instead of con- managing what we have, we want to have more to seek satisfaction. Even if we believe that it cannot. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like him. I don't want to be more rich. But we seek satisfaction, and we fall down in the trap that is not satisfaction. It's just you pay this, you pay that. If it was, I agree with this question. If it was so, many people would not go this way. But if people still going this way because money speaks loudly to us.
Money speaks loudly.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think we have to learn how to weigh facts against truth. We look at the facts, but God gives us truth, and we're not looking at the. Actually, we gotta take the truth, and we have to walk in the truth, regardless of what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're taught from when we're young, like you need to go out there, you need to work hard, you need to try to get what you can get. You see all the commercials on TV at Christmas, people giving people Lexuses and BMWs for a Christmas present. Where's mine? Like that's what that's what you see. You're inundated with that. And I guess it's even worse now because on TikTok, people living their best lives on social media. You're like, well, it can't be that bad if everybody else is doing it. And so it seems benign enough how you start out, but the reality, the truth is always different.
And we also feel like we're not social, and we're not accepted if we're not doing what everybody else is doing. So that's why we put ourselves in such a situation in life, trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing. We want to be accepted.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
a question. Those who've had teenagers in your life, whether yours or you're around them, how hard is it to convince a teenager of wisdom? Is that easy to do?
Mhm.
Why not? Why is it hard to teach them wisdom?
It's the culture.
It's a culture.
And they know everything. They think TikTok is wiser than somebody who's been alive longer than TikTok. But if you put it on TikTok, it's truth.
And they want to try to have that experience themselves. So they seeking wisdom, but they seeking it in the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's two kinds of wisdom. It's the wisdom of the world, and it's the wisdom that comes from God.
But why is God's wisdom so impalatable to a teenager? One is easy. Go to bed on time, get up early, work hard. That is not fun as the baking soda challenge or the cinnamon challenge or get rich quick schemes and what I saw, like you said, on TikTok, Instagram. It's much more fun. Why is it so hard to get? Because it gets down to the whole thing about pursuing riches. Why is it so hard to convince someone who doesn't know that there is a much easier way? Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It's because sin and greed are powerful. Just like Victor said, money talks very loudly. Yeah, your emotions, your hormones, all your feelings, man, they're right there beside you. Wisdom is so far away from you. You want to test how far it is? Your emotions start in your amygdala. That's the back part of some of your brain. The part that thinks is way up front of your head. Those ain't close at all. It takes a while to overwhelm your emotions with logical thinking and history and contemplation. Takes a while for it. Unfortunately, some people, it never develops. They stay in feelings, stay chasing stuff that you know is not going to work. But just like a teenager said, teenagers say we tell them something, I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. That's what we say when we pursue money. Oh yeah, I know those people. They were dumb. I'm different. Well, that's that old stuff. That's not old billionaire tip. I'm gonna be different when I get mine. Well, I know it's bad, but I'm gonna do mine differently. No, you're not. You're gonna do just like everyone else. You are not smart. You are not special. You are not gifted. You are the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
Just as fat, just as easy to fail to say as anyone else. Go ahead, Ms. Lonnie.
Yeah, because what money does is steals your heart. It'll take you for momentary pleasures and things that you get quickly and things that you can see. Because he says, our life is living by faith, and that's just, faith is just nothing but trusting in the Lord.
Yeah,
And
I
we
know.
rather, run after the, because it possesses us and think, well, since I got this money, I could get everything, I could do everything, I could be anything.
That's exactly what we think. Yeah, I got this money, so I can do whatever. Or as they say, you better not talk me the wrong way because I got bail money now. So it's just this money easily becomes a god. Easily dissuades us. Easily sets us up for a life of foolishness just because we think that the money gives us the power over our own destiny. I can control this. Why? Because I have the money to change my destiny at any point. And we think this, and it gives us all this, all this braggadocious behavior, bombastic words and actions. I can do this. I can say what I want to say because I got real power. I got money. I can finally do whatever I want. And like it's a common throughout history, what happens? You're left alone. Howard Hughes was the richest man in the world from 1950 to 1970 when he died finally. The man died afraid of germs. Had all the power in the world. He could literally buy people to bathe him every day and sanitize his house. Died being afraid of bacteria that everyone has already on their bodies. So yeah, there is no peace in money. There is no love in money. There's no security in money. There is no faith in money. There's no hope in money. There is truly no happiness and joy in money. It's just a tool. It's never meant to be the end all. I have several friends that have a full toolbox in their house. I mean the big boy toolbox, the floor rack, full of tools. They asked me over to help them to fix their cars and their toys. It's like you have literally a few $1,000s worth of tools and you can't do this. That's what hoarding money is. It's having tools and not knowing what to do with it. But I need, just in case I got no sale, I saw this tool, I need that tool. I want to be sure I got all the tools I need. All of it flies in the face of, like Ms. Lyon said at the beginning, of what God blessed us, why he blessed us with these tools. None of it was for us to hoard or to feel comfortable in possessing. It is just a means to do his will, to fulfill our purpose. Now, our purpose is not to collect more of this stuff. But it'd be tools, houses, cars, whatever it is. Health, years, whatever, it doesn't matter. Knowledge, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's a means to glorify the Father, to do our purpose, to shine the light of Jesus in someone's life, using the stuff he gave to us. So if we can just remember the purpose, like I always say, purpose trumps everything in life. If you know why you have what you have all you need. To know why you are, to know what you are, and to know why you were sent. Instantly, everything becomes secondary because I know my purpose. It's not to get distracted, not to get comfortable in the car. No, the car is just taking me to do the thing I'm supposed to do. Not to get comfortable in the house. No, the house just helps me to sleep so I can get up and do the things I'm called to do. Not to go collect more money. No, just to use to speak to someone in this sinful world we live in. Go ahead, Ms. Lottie.
Yeah, I was thinking as is, as you was talking, I says it's like money don't make the man make the money. The money just brings out what's in you.
Yeah, exactly. Money brings out what's in you. More importantly, it shows what you're afraid of. It shows what you love. What you do with that money says what you love, and says what you sold to get that. Because a part of you got left somewhere if you're hoarding money. A part of your soul got left. All right, that's all we have for tonight's lesson. I appreciate everyone for joining us. Again, we'll have a new books. I made decisions, so they'll be coming soon.